Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new video on how to play BOTB. Today is obviously the final video for the DreamCar competition that we currently have, but we've got something slightly different today, guys. I've got a couple of guests joining in on the live stream, and we'll all work out a good average for this week, and not only that, something to unwind on as well for I'd say a Saturday evening. I'll introduce you guys to the people that are joining on. We have John, so I'm just going to add him into the stream, and Specky. If you remember, Specky recently won the midweek car competition, so I'm just going to add them on. Hi, John and Specky.
Good evening, Stig. How you doing, pal?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yep, not bad. Cheers for having us.
Nice. How are we doing, John? You all right?
Yeah, all good, thanks, bro.
Oh, good, mate.
Where's Jezza?
I think he's still doing his makeup.
Is he still busy? Oh yeah, he's messaging the group saying 5 minutes.
Just putting the mascara on.
So he has,
yeah.
all right.
We've got Dylan Murray. I'm good, bro, man. I've got a few guests as well, Dylan. You know what? I'm hoping this week we get a win because, with this picture, I think I've nailed the height. It's just the X that's kind of concerning. But I think with the live stream and everybody's coordinates, I think I'll get a pretty decent average out of it. A lot of people are gone towards the left hand side in the picture on this week, into the 1080s, but I'll get an area of those guys as well, but I can't personally see the ball that far to the left. Well, the average, I can see judges going to that far to the left. I've been working on the picture just prior to because I was going to go live at 7, so I've been drawing some lines, and I don't know, man. Would you guys say an average can land that far up to the left?
I think the wee dark shaded there to the right is probably the best bit. I don't know if you can see it because of the lines.
Personally, I can't. I'm with you, Stig. I can't see it going into the sort of 1080s, 1090s. It's just it doesn't sit well with me, especially with the player in purple and his sort of his eye line. Really, it just seems too steep for me.
Yeah. Especially the fact you can't see any whiteness under his eyes as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can't see any whiteness. Plus, as if you were to place a ball at 1080s, because a lot of people, during the week they send me the coordinates, and I usually don't. I say to them, let me have a look at it on my screen and see how it looks, because just chucking a coordinate at me, it's really difficult to tell whether it's an average point of view or it's a decent area. I have to work on it. And if a couple of people were saying, look, and I said to them, I'll mention it in the live stream, that if you're placing this area as a coordinate, I'll just say, for instance, we say 1080 and 630s. If you say that's an average point of view, then to get that as an average, at least 20 to 30 pixels judges will have to come here. Do you think that's a possibility?
It's tricky with the height. I mean, for me personally, I'm sort of in between the sort of 700s and the 800s, because I think obviously some of the judges go higher, some of the judges go lower. So it's finding that sort of happy medium, sort of in between.
Exactly. If you look at my 10 coordinates here, now, if some people were to mention like these two coordinates are way out, I'd say these two coordinates are I on purpose put way out, because you get the 3 to 4 judges that scatter away from the actual group. You'll get a group of judges, and then you'll get 3 or 4 scattered out. Like if you look at the midweek one, we had quite a few that were higher up and more to the right hand side. But Matt decided to take them out because they were away from the cluster. Now, arguably, people will be like, why did they remove it? That made sense. But a lot of us been complaining that sometimes judges get taken, judges are kept in because they're so far out, and that's not fair. So I think Matt's going on the basis of, do you know, whoever's clustered close together will stay, and the ones that are further out, even if they have a reasonable explanation of why they've gone that far away from the rest of the cluster, will be taken out. But I think Nigel fought for his corner this time and said, look, and the rest of the judges agreed with keeping Nigel in because he was slightly further away from the cluster. But that's what the main thing is. I think people need to get hold of the fact that if you're going to place a coordinate far out from where you're getting your majority, what is the percentage of that coordinate staying in as well? So if I were to remove these two coordinates and draw lines and say it'll narrow the yellow guy's eye vision, and it will change the average totally. So we'll get a rough average around 1185, but if I was to include him, watch how much it changed. And I think this made the game a lot more difficult, trying to pinpoint an area with how the judging is predictable, but not so easy, man.
I think it's definitely going to be in a wee shaded area, the area you've covered.
Yeah.
I don't know if it can be.
Definitely.
It can't be any further left than the coordinate you've got to your furthest left, sort of thing.
So
I don't think it can be anyway.
It changes. It changes. I think there's a couple of people that have joined. Okay, we've got Jezza. Well, let me add Jezza, and we've got Mo as well, so I'll add them both in. Jezza, you doing? Oh, you look stunning. You look stunning.
Thank you.
You're right, Mo. Mo's joined as well.
Yes.
Evening, boys.
Evening.
How you doing, all right?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Hi up, Kev. Kev saying, hi lads, I think the judges might behave themselves on this picture. 1175, 812. Kev, the X I've got pretty much around that area. If you look at the average I got was 1167, 670. Let's see if I can find it. Sorry, 1163. This was my average from 10 coordinates. 1163, 670 was my average. But I get the feeling the X can slightly move more towards the right-hand side. Not left, but more towards the right-hand side, depending on what kind of cluster the judges do and who stays in the picture. Jezza.
Yes, my friend.
How did you get on with the midweek one?
Let me double check what I've got on the midweek. I think didn't do too great, didn't do too bad. I think I was zone 2 or zone 3. It wasn't good anyway, let's put it that way. I was a little bit to the right of the average.
Same. I was as well.
I actually thought it was lower as well, so let me show you guys this.
So did you play lower than... I was literally right above, on top of... All my tickets were in zone 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. What can I say? I mean, I thought the judging was actually okay this on the midweek.
Yeah, it was quite fair, wasn't it? It was all right.
I think the judging was really good as well.
I mean, a lot of people might disagree about keeping Nigel in or removing him. At the end of the day, I think as a general consensus that the judges they actually all voted the right way.
Yeah, it was fair. Do you know if every single judge was the first average they got, that was literally where my coordinates were. Do you know what I mean? And that part of it I can understand is luck, because sometimes judges will get taken out. And I think we're going on with the judges now where there's a higher chance of judges being taken out. And it is what it is. You know, I couldn't fault the judging, even though the first average was better for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was better for me. So what I'm going to do, lads, is I'm going to take everyone's coordinates.
Wow, that's
So
something.
I'm going to start off with you guys first, and then the people in the chat.
Right.
So this one's mine, by the way. Yeah, 1163, 670.
Okay. I'm 200 odd pixels to the right. My first sort of guess. Well, not guess. My first look was 1225, 697.
Sorry, 12.
1225, 697.
1225. So do you want to give a bit of an explanation of why you've gone that?
All right. So, my one's the one on the right, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that obviously the player in the purple. I think I see that he's looking up in that general direction where we've got where your coordinate is and mine is, but I didn't think at first. I don't think he's looking that steep.
Okay.
I thought he was looking a little bit more towards the right. Obviously the player in yellow, it's in that same sort of trajectory anyway. I just thought it was a little bit lower, a little bit to the right.
So would you say his head tilt is kind of off-putting of where he's looking because he's got such a
it is
backwards?
because the thing is, obviously, if you from this camera angle as well, that literally, if you was looking at it from a different angle, he would be looking more like looking straight up, but because it's sort of to the side, it's like his head angle doesn't marry with it up with his eyes. You can see there's a little bit of white underneath his right eye. There's a little bit of whiteness underneath it, so
that is a bit there, but it's really poorly edited.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Next. Who wants to give theirs?
I've got 1296, 720. Sorry, John, did I cut you up there, pal?
No, you're all good, mate.
Okay, so that's 1296.
720.
720.
Oh, it looks miles out compared to yours, man.
It's not far. Believe me, that was the average I got with 10 coordinates, this one here. But a lot of the other averages, they were pushing more towards the right-hand side.
Aye, because my coordinates spread from 1290 to about 1303. We've got a wee cluster of them. That's nuts.
Okay, so whose coordinate is that now? That one, is that your specky, yeah?
Yeah, that's mine, yeah.
So do you want to give an explanation, a quick one of why you've chosen?
Just the same sort of direction. He's looking up that way, but I do like a wee box thing like you done there. You done the wee sort of V shape going off, and that's just what I fancied.
Okay, awesome. John, do you want to give yours?
Yep. So I've got 1256, 730.
Okay, 1256, 730.
This was just my first look at the picture.
Okay, awesome. Spot on. Right, we'll take everyone else's. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1055, 876. 1055.
I'm putting it into the calculator so we get an easy calculated average.
Awesome. You know what? I need to get a second screen because I have to go back and forth to see the coordinates. 1055, 876. 1055, 876.
Can't you put your screen on split screen?
I can, but I've got a curved screen.
Yeah, not good.
What is it? 1055,
876.
876. So you've come really low, innit? M123.
No, quite far to the left as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Cool. I can see why he's gone there though.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the guy in yellow, it's deceiving. Do you know, I've realized with BOTB is when there's a guy who's so far away from the actual ball, his vision, they spread it really far out.
Yeah, he's got a
They
wider
don't,
vision.
yeah, so they don't make it narrow.
Mm.
So it's a good shout.
It's also
I think
his eyes.
a judge will come.
Sorry, Stig.
Yeah, I think a judge will come that though.
Yeah. I was just going to say the yellow player as well. His eyes, his right eye is looking a lot lower than his left eye as well. If you compare the two, so it depends. I mean, you know, are the judges just going to use one eye, or are they going to use the both and then see the distance between the both, or are they just going to draw a line sort of from the top of the nose? You know.
Yeah. Do you know? In the previous pictures, I've noticed what they'll do is one line. They'll use one eye that's looking higher to pinpoint the highest coordinate if they're going to include it.
Yeah.
And then the other eye they'll use as a pinpoint for the lowest one. And that's how they get it. And then they'll decide how far they're away from the cluster, whether to keep them in or not.
Yeah.
So it is a possibility.
Who else we got going on next?
Right, okay. We've got Peters is 1092, 755. 1092.
755. I should put my screen in split screen mode, to be fair.
Cool. Abed Bahar is saying 1037, 673. 1037. Carlos is 1137, 681. Stig, I hope you're okay, bro. I'm good, man. I hope you're okay too. 1137, 681. 1137, 681.
These coordinates so far look quite tight. Like it's going to be quite a tight cluster.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are drawing a generic line from the guy in yellow. That's why they're gonna. Everyone's gonna be close by. It's an easy picture, but it's difficult to get a judge's average, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you know, if just for instance they keep this judge in because it makes sense, it'll totally ruin the average by 40 to 50 pixels, and I think that's what's going to upset everyone on Tuesday.
And 40 and 50 pixels is zone 1, zone 2, isn't it? Your miles out.
Yeah. But they have increased the size on zone 1. It's 100 pixels, isn't it now?
Have they done that for both pictures? Because I think the midweek still got the more pixels per picture than the DreamCar.
The midweek one.
Yeah, I think that one's got like 4,000 something odd pixels, where this one should still have about 2,000. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is still the old style resolution, isn't it?
Yeah,
the DreamCar is, yeah. I know the DreamCar. I didn't know if they changed the midweek back to normal. I'm pretty sure somebody sent me a message.
No, actually, I'm looking at the DreamCar. We've got 4,000 pixels.
No, I think the DreamCar also with the full resolution picture is 4,000 something. If you go to the corner button right side,
it should give you the
go to the corner bottom right side.
Yeah, yes, it's the new. It's updated. Yeah, you're right.
So both pictures are the same res now, then.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But I mean that means that the zones are going to be bigger, which is good in one way, but obviously there's a lot more possibilities. Yeah. Was that Eric? 12:30.
Toby took his 10:45, 8:18. 10:45.
One good thing though, being more pixels in the picture, is like you don't have to double up your tickets. Because as you can see, the midweek car, I think the winner was 1 pixel away.
Yeah.
Who was it that got runner up in their chat? Was it somebody got the exact coordinate or something?
What for this midweek one?
Did somebody not get like £1,000 back or something? Because they got the exact coordinate as somebody else? Or was that the following week?
Yeah, I think that was a week prior, wasn't it? Wasn't it Dennis who got the exact coordinate?
Because I mind somebody talking about it, but I can't mind exactly who it was.
Dennis has been doing pretty well.
You know, when I come back to the chat, there's always like 300-400 messages. So
it's hard to stay in talk.
Not saying no more.
There's 300-400 messages, so I just skim read, or I usually look at the ones that you guys, direct towards me, so I don't miss out a question. But it's so much to catch up on, man. So all I see is Jezza.
Hey, don't hate. I'm buying my cheer on you.
So make sure you mute that chat.
You see, for the BOTB, I've got a separate number.
That's a good plan.
That's what
a
it
good
is,
point.
yeah. Because I don't know if you remember in the beginning, a lot of people were having fallouts. You see, so I couldn't really give my real number, man.
Stig, I think you've got Faz backstage.
Oh, is Faz in?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we do. I'll add Faz to the stream.
Backstage.
Yes.
That's what you said on the message.
VIP.
Yeah, Faz.
What's happening, boys?
Yes.
All right, man.
How you doing, all right?
How's it going?
Evening, mate.
Good, good.
10:58, 613. 10:58, 613.
Boom.
What would you rate the picture out of difficulty-wise out of 10?
It's not a 9 or a 10 out of 10. It's more around about a 7 or 8. I think in the vision it looks fairly straightforward. I think the difficulty is going to be because there's so many more pixels and there's going to be such a wide cluster. I think that's going to be the keys. Most likely there's going to be some judges removed. You could sort of like think that some of the guys, they do go a bit strange, a bit weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I don't think it looks that hard. You're just trying to determine where the judges are going to go, which is going to be a pure balls up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
I actually quite like when this picture first got released, and the first sort of glance at it, I really liked it. But it seems to be the more time I've spent on it over the week, the harder it's sort of got, sort of thing. But yeah, I think there definitely be judges removed for sure.
See, looking at the pixels, I had gave mine at 12, and then the other boy gave his at 10. But even looking at his again, I think it looks good. You start?
Well, with the midweek one, Mo actually deleted a coordinate that was just literally 6 pixels away.
Yeah.
He was going to cluster it around there, so this is what I mean, man. It's, sometimes we do overanalyze. Do you know what I mean? When you're looking at the picture, try focusing on the area you got. Don't try finding another area. because majority of times when you first look at the picture, you're not very far from the actual average. I've noticed that. Well, that's what happens with me.
Do you know, before I zoomed into this guy's eyes on the left, I would have sworn it was much more to the left.
The guy in...
yeah, the guy you're hopping over now. Yeah, the purple guys. I would have swore, do you know the light green kind of Y?
Yeah.
I would have swore it was in that area until you zoom into his eye. That was my first.
Yeah.
Like I said to you guys in the WhatsApp group, what I've started doing is pretending I'm one of the judges, and the judges only get what look like, even when it's zoomed up, at just 2 minutes, and they go with their first impression. My first impression before we started chatting about it was pretty much where you are now, Stig. Yeah. Literally, that circle could be the ball. Until you zoom into his eyes, then it goes to the right. What do you think, Ash?
If you just look at the picture like this, yes. Yeah. I do agree that it looks like the ball's on this side. But if you look at his eye, because when they're going to draw the lines, I don't think the judges are going to go like this. I can't see that happening. That just don't make sense to me.
Nah,
do you know what I mean? And if they do that, then they're going to get a hell lot of shit on Tuesday, because...
Well, if a judge goes... I was going to say, if a judge goes that one, that far, they'll get removed. I mean, look what happened in the midweek when Matt and what's his name, when he removed himself, and Roger.
There's Thomas in the comments as well. Cheers, Thomas.
Thomas.
Big shout, Thomas.
Oh, how you doing, man? About
Thomas. What was
10:21.
Andrews?
Yeah. I watched Thomas's stream the other day. It's
10:21.
Everybody does a good stream, didn't they? All the coordinates look good. It's going to be tricky.
Where are you, John, in this picture?
Where am I? I'll be totally honest. I mean, I'm sort of 1250, 1300. Purely because it just, I don't know, I've just got a good feeling with the way that the player in the purple's eye is sort of, it seems more right to me, where I know a lot of people are going between 1100 and 1200, but I'm pushing towards sort of 1250, 1350.
Yeah, go with your gut, mate. You'll never forgive yourself if you don't. And in that area.
Right, awesome. Hardip is saying, I think judges will be about 950 to 1250 max on the... Is that your ex, Hardip, yeah?
So far, Stig, the average at the moment, look, it's not that far off from your initial coordinates.
It's not far from my
not that far at all.
Okay. What have you got as the average?
So far, is on the X it's 1117, and on the Y 699.
I'll actually put across there. So 1117.
Yeah. 699. Yeah.
It's about here.
That looks good as well, even with the circumference of the ball. Looks quite realistic.
So we'd say roughly around here. You know what? With this week one, I'm going to go with my guts. You know, a lot of the times, guys, what I do, I don't spend a lot of time on the midweek one. The only reason I give my opinion on the midweek one, a lot of people request it, but I try focusing on one picture. If I do both, honestly, I'll just go to Lally. So what I do is I focus more on the DreamCar, because I think the payout on the DreamCar is is something,
It's more
worthwhile
worth it.
win all year. You know what I mean? And if you win the midweek, it's a bonus. I always see the midweek as a bonus. So
Would you
if
guys
you've got this,
would you keep playing for the Dreamcar if you won the midweek car?
Oh, I do, aye.
yeah.
It just gives you a wee
That-
boost that, it is possible to win it, isn't it? And that,
That's not a no-brainer, mate.
I'll be honest, for the midweek, I only play for the money, so I always play for the M440i because it's the highest cash alternative.
yeah.
For the midweek, I wouldn't take any of the cars.
Oh, see if they had that 20 grand on the car, I'd have taken that in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah.
Fucking gutting. But it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your guys? So they do it in the headlights,
Yeah.
and it's got kind of electric or whatever. What's your guys' favourite? I think my favourites are the modified monster ones.
I like the big Leicester Jeep or whatever it's called, the big Jaguar thing.
Oh, the
Fucking
Lister Stealth.
Fucking weapon into it.
yeah.
That is an absolute beast, that Lister. What a monster.
I saw a video online of it destroying an Urus. So not.
Yeah, I saw that. Ash. What channel was that again?
Oh gosh.
Hi, I'm Matt from Carwow.
Oh right, yeah.
It actually wasn't Carwell. I think I can't. It was two unknowns. I've never seen them before online. So they I think they were trying to do a Top Gear type thing, but they were.
Auto Trader.
Yeah, it was the Auto Trader, and that's right.
It was.
I'm just watching it through. If he's Urus, aye.
Yeah. I'd still rather have the Urus though. I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know what the interior, what they've done on that list? It does look pretty decent. Like it's got a good spec on it. I think the build quality looks solid, and those rims are like, wow, they're cool.
Yeah. Do you guys follow TGE on YouTube?
Yeah, I do. Did you see any?
He's going to Urban. Is that what you're going to say? He's going to Urban to spec his Urus.
Urban Automotive. Which I'm sure saw one at one of that sort of rap on a different.
Can you got that? So can you got that? And he's copying a rapper called Travis Scott.
Travis Scott is dope. He's got like the craziest stuff.
So that's what he's copying. He wants a brown Urus with white wheels.
That's interesting, isn't it? That's weird.
Yeah. So as soon as he said that, I googled Travis Scott's Urus, and it looks quite good actually. It sounds horrible, but it looks quite good.
Right, sorry to interrupt, guys. Jamie's a very old follower of mine. He's asking who you guys are. So do you guys want to just give a quick introduction?
I'm Jez.
Jez.
I'm Faz. I'm from Edinburgh in Scotland.
Awesome.
I forgot. I'm from Suffolk. Sorry.
Hey, I'm Speaky from Glasgow.
I'm John from North London.
Specky, I got my car tuned at Eco Tune in Glasgow.
Oh, fucking Stan or whatever his name is.
I can't remember the boy's name. Yeah,
I think it's something like that, aye.
Yeah.
I think there's some more coordinates in the chat, guys.
Yeah, we've got Thomas has given one as well. So 12 31 665.
12 31.
12.
If you're in Glasgow and you're getting your car tuned, I probably would go there. But it seems to be one of the best places. Aye, I know there's a few sort of Falkirk way, but
did you guys notice, talking about YouTubers we follow, there's a guy from down south, I'm going to forget his name, he's got the white RS3. What's his name? He used to have an MI40i. He got it tuned from some place in Glasgow. His white RS3. He's got Golfs. I'm trying to think of his name now. That's an Asian lad. Shit, what's his name?
Where is he from?
He's from down south. See, I'm bad with accents. I don't know, mate. It's an Asian lad. He's always had Audis. He's got a Golf. He's got two Golfs. He's got a white RS3 now.
Oh yeah, I know you mean. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Hamza.
That's the one.
Pierre Hamza.
Pierre Hamza.
Pierre Hamza. Yeah.
I wondered what was going on because he went and got a stage 2 in Glasgow, and then suddenly he got another one from down south. So I wondered if there was something up with the place in Glasgow he went to.
But I know the place Eco-Tune there is it ABT registered.
Yeah, so that's mine's is that.
That's another coordinate, yeah.
Yeah, Hamza, that's the habit, yeah.
I've done that one, that coordinate, Stig.
Have you done it? What's the average now?
It's moved to 1142 687.
1142 687. I'm gonna keep that one. I think that's probably the last one I'll take. So 1142.
$687.
Awesome. So I'm gonna get rid of these now. Do you know one thing I noticed with this week's picture is if you're coming to the right, it's lower.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. If you're coming more towards the right hand side, the height comes lower.
Because it would do if you think about it. If you drew a line, the more you come right, it goes down, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't really much in the height, was there? The height sort of it just sort of panned over to the right. The height sort of remained.
That's the one thing we all kind of agree on, right? Is the height pretty much.
Yeah, it's a tight cluster on the height.
But a lot of people are saying it's lower. But I'm just going through the comments. A lot of people were saying that it's lower because they don't believe the guy in yellow's looking that high up. But
it depends what eye you use, right?
From my experience in playing BOTB, I think if there's a player that far out, I think he can look high. He doesn't have to lift his head up or tilt his head up. That I think the ball's a lot closer to the guy in purple. That's why he's got his head tilt so high, and the ball's a lot further away from the guy in yellow. And with his arm out like that, he's obviously fending off the guy in yellow who's coming in towards it. So I don't know, man. I can't see all the judges going that low. I can see 1-2 judges bringing it to 800s, but with him being kept in, that's a different story as well, man. It's not an easy pick, man.
What car is everyone playing for this week?
I'm going to play for the Golf R.
Yeah. Would you keep it, Stig?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I win the Golf R, I'd keep the Golf R.
I'm not too sure on the new shape of the Golf R. I think I prefer the old shape, the 7.5 model.
Yeah, same.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels. I don't know. It's the exterior and interior. It just doesn't do it for me for some reason. I don't know. Maybe say that again.
What car are you playing for?
I usually pay for the Audi RS3, the ABT one. I just pretty much play for that every week, to be honest. So
yeah, good shout. What about you, Ash?
I always go for the M2, but I also play for the Huracan as well. So, and I would keep both. So yeah. Have fun for the year.
I think is it ABT that done the RS3? I think the wee thing on Instagram. That boy who won it, was it at Christmas
Kieran.
time? He's getting it. Aye.
Oh, Kieran, he won recently, didn't he? And he took the car. The other one who won on that Supercar Super Cash week, he took the all cash alternative, didn't he?
Is Kieran the 18-year-old that one?
Yeah.
He's definitely declaring that's an A3 diesel when he insures it, right?
Cool little diesel.
He's going to Adrian Flux, right?
I used to go those years ago. Flying
Bit of black box and all that in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I know BOTB contribute to the insurance, but still, I mean, if
Only
it's going to be astronomical,
I think they only contribute up to 2,000. Then after that's you.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. It depends on the price value of the car as well. So it steps up. You know, obviously, if you win the RS6R, you're gonna get like the higher end on the insurance.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're getting like an up, it's gonna be the cheapest. All right.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you boys, and be careful before you answer in case the insurance people see this. Do you have any points?
No.
Not yet, no. No until I
No,
win.
not yet.
Not yet. Stig, do you have points? Stig's concentrating.
I think he's thinking about his answer, aye.
No, sorry,
No comment.
I wasn't here. I was away. Honestly, I was concentrating on the picture. Sorry, what did he ask?
Have you got any points? But before you answer, think of what you've declared to your insurance, bro.
No, I'm 100%. I'm 100% legit with my insurance, but my insurance is not cheap.
Oh, really? What you got now?
Currently, I'm
You had an
driving
RS3, right? You had an RS3, right?
No. I rented an RS3. Not my.
I knew you had one somewhere. Yeah. I knew you drove one.
I rented it. I know somebody
Was that
who's got a car hiring company. So
was it a spoon or a hatchback?
No, it was a hatchback in Nardo Grey.
What was your sort of experience of it? What did you think of it?
Coming out, what was I driving at? I was driving the Golf R32 at the time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
My own personal car, yeah. I had a Mark 5 Golf R32. When I sat in the RS6, it gave me a different level of buzz. Honestly, it was like my R32 had just taken steroids and is on a rampage mode. Honestly, you don't need to put your foot down to feel the torque on the car.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably fast. And compared to my R32, the fuel economy was much better in the RS3.
Wow.
Was it, aye?
My R32 drank, petrol like a thirsty dog on a hot day, man. It was just gone. 20 quid wouldn't get
You got lost in metaphors and similes.
I know.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
I was looking at the R32s for ages, for years. I went and viewed a couple of them, but it's a 3.2 litre engine as well, isn't it?
V6, yeah.
Naturally
aspirated, yeah. I think it's still up there, one of the best sounding hatchbacks ever made. But that's me personally.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people would think differently, but if you put a Miltech and a Typhoon kit in, and that's all you need. And somebody told me to drive it with my back seats low down.
Yeah.
And you can hear it even better. Honestly, I think it was more of the engine sound of the R32, not so much as the performance. The handling, it does understeer quite a bit, but the handling on all weather conditions was 9 out of 10, man. 9 out of 10. I can go touching a ton, and you just got one hand on the wheel. You're not fighting with the steering wheel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The downside of the R32 was it was very heavy.
Yeah.
It's a very, very heavy.
I had the Mark IV GTI Turbo, and that was the same thing with that. Like you say, you'd be on the motorway, you'd be doing over a ton, and the wheel was just, the steering wheel was just planted. It didn't feel like that at all. It just felt like sort of 70, 80. Such a sort of solid car. I think VWs are, though, to be honest. I mean, I've always stuck with VWs, and I found them to sort of retain their value as well. Especially sort of selling them on, you don't really sort of lose much. So
yeah. I would have kept my R32 because that was my teenage crush. The first time I saw one was I was sat on a bus coming back from school. Honestly, and I fell in love with the car. And then when I looked into it, I was like, I need to get one. and the only reason it got wrote off, not my driving, it was a young kid who came head on, but the car were right off. He knackered my. I had an automatic, you see, DSG. He knackered my gearbox. It just literally had come back from a garage with a full respray. I had it in a midnight blue.
Nice.
Nice.
A week or two into having a full respray, it got written off.
Nightmare.
Honestly, even the guy, from the insurers that came to look at the car, he said it was mint. Inside, it was absolutely mint. I don't think so. The car had ever been smoked in as well. From how it was, sometimes you get smoker burns.
Yeah.
They're still worth good if you can get one with low mileage. They're still worth good money on sort of Auto Trader and eBay as well.
8 to 10k if you look at a decent. But I've realised the Mark 4 R32s holding more value.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more rare, isn't it?
Yeah, I had the Mark 5 GTI too.
Nice.
Prior, that was a minter. That was
what mark is the one that Matt Armstrong is building? What one's that?
It's a 7.5, that one.
Is that a 7?
Yeah, that's the 7.
Yeah.
The facelift, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done all right with that, to be honest. I mean, the state of that when he first got it, it was just. I thought he's bitten off, more than he can chew.
Yeah.
But I mean, fair play to him. Since he's got it back from the body shop, it looks a decent car now. So, but one day, boys, I'll have one.
But I just want to finalize the picture, and then I want to talk a bit more about cars. I think everyone that plays BOTB has some form of passion for a car. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm going to do a box, but with your guys' help as well. So what would you say the furthest you'd judge would come with the X? Furthest left. So
early 10s.
Yeah, I did 10-10. But...
So shall I start at a...
Do 1,000?
999?
Yeah.
Yeah, 999.
999. Height-wise?
What height's the sort of the dark shaded area? Just above the coordinates, I would say.
It's coming to 525.
What do you think about that? I think that's pretty...
Yeah, just at the peak of the dark bit. Yeah.
So we'd say about 525, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Furthest right?
I don't see it further than the edge of his shoulder, to be honest.
So the goalpost sort of thing, yeah?
Yeah,
So it's about 1371.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lowest?
That's a tricky one. I wouldn't. What's the? No, it's not.
Shall I make it? I'd say about 880.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely.
That's a
so it has to be within there. It's got to be in there.
That's a big box. Oh my god. Generally, I think that area does look good. Even if you place the ball anywhere here, it does look good. Me personally, guys, from my experience, I'd play from the orange line, but more towards the right-hand side.
Towards the right.
Yeah, I'd go more towards the right-hand side. Left-hand side, guys, it's a good area for judges to come in, but I can't see an average landing there. But if you are and you feel like your guts are telling you, then by all means play.
What is that? What is that orange line? Sorry, Steve.
The orange line is from our average 1161.
1161.
Yeah.
Cool.
So 1161, and I'm gonna play more towards the right hand side. Height wise, guys, for me, I'm gonna narrow the height down a lot. because I played my freebie in 640. So I'm going to start from 640. And I think for me, the lowest is going to be 700. So I'm going to narrow it down. So if you guys write that down and do it yourself on the BOTB website and narrow your area down, and like that, you can spread your tickets out in that area.
Stig, what's the you know where your orange vertical line is? What's the coordinate from? What's the that coordinate?
1161.
1161.
So that's 1161. And what's the green one on the right?
This one here.
Yeah, that's 13. Wow,
1317.
that's 210. That's 210 pixels wide. You know, you're talking thousands and thousands of pixels in that box.
Yeah. It's a lot. It is a lot. And have you realized that I mentioned it in one of my videos that I try to just play in one area now. I don't play like a spread anymore. Like before, I used to do a 20 to 30 pixel, 40 pixel spread. But now I play, and I've realized in the last 4 or 5 competitions, I've hit zone 1 to 3 times with a really tight pixel, and zone 2 as well. So I think it's just a matter of luck, because you can't cover that much of an area with 75 pixels, even if you had 10 members playing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think on that basis, just go by your luck.
Hopefully, it is within that square, isn't it? Because that's
100%. I can't see it anywhere else. So I think it's narrowed down a decent area for everyone.
And the amount of pixels in that square. What kind of zone is that? Like, would that take up 2 zones?
I think that's zone 1, 2, and the outer circle is zone 3. So if you were to put this as zone 1 right here, I'd say zone 2 will come starting from about there. That one's onwards could be zone 2. But it depends where you put it. I think it's covering 3 zones, that whole green box. Maybe touching 4.
Yeah, it does sort of. It feels like that.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. That it's and trajectory wise. Normally I give a trajectory of which way I am going to play my coordinates, but with this week it's difficult, because you can trajectory wise it this way, you can do it straight left and right, and you can do it at an angle straight up that way as well. So it's pretty much
the thing for me is that both of those players are on the ground. You know, it's a difficult one to sort of judge. You know, which way the ball's coming from. I think it's coming from the right of the picture going to the left. So go.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't think. I don't know, because the judges all normally say about this 3D perspective. Is it in the front foreground and stuff like that? So I don't know. It's this angle, this camera angle doesn't really. I don't like the angle of the camera.
But like you say, there could be some height on this, because it does look like they're both still on the ground, because they're both sort of level with each other. So is the player in purple looking up, and the ball's still quite far away from dropping into him, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Is he going to do? Is he going to jump for it? What?
It looks. I mean, the way that I read that, I mean, it looks like he's just pushing off the yellow player.
Yeah.
And he's just about to start his jump. The ball's coming into him. He's underneath it, and he's just about to leave the ground to jump to head of the ball.
Yeah, because what you just said, John, now, and if you place the ball just here, just say for instance you put it here, where's it gone? At 6:39, 12:63. It goes with what you just exactly said, that the ball's slightly higher up, and he's obviously looking at it. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah,
that's something to take into consideration.
Yeah.
And the player in yellow, he seems a little bit more relaxed. He doesn't, he doesn't look like he's going to win the ball anyway.
Sort of, yeah. He's sort of settled for the fact that he's not going to get anywhere near it.
Qasim Khan is saying, I think the purple guy is looking more to the left. Is there anyone from those guys more towards the left hand side? Faz, I'm sure you were saying.
Mate, that's the first thing I thought, and I'm going to hate myself if I don't at least play a couple to the left.
Yeah.
And go there.
When you mean the left, do you mean the left of the photo or the left of the player? Which means that the angle's more to the right.
So left of the photo.
Yeah.
Right. So more steep, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you Faz, sorry, when you're saying you guys, the people that are saying they want to play in the left hand side. Wouldn't you say the ball's gonna go past him then, or is it just directly dropping down to him?
I did a line. So if you do a line, Stig, from the bottom of his earlobe through his eye, that's when my first impression. So slightly more to his ear. Go to the very
All right. Okay, I know what you mean now.
Like where his ear, like more to the right. Yeah, slightly to the right.
But here.
Yeah, about there.
Right, I get what you mean now.
Because I was trying to go with the shape of his head rather than his eye alone.
Okay.
Because some judges do that, and my first impression was this, mate.
Yeah, I can see why you've done that. Yeah.
So to be honest, I'm going to play a couple there because I'll hate myself if it goes there and I've not got my shot.
Yeah.
But the main, I'll go with the average weekend. Once you put the line there, it makes so much sense, right?
Yes. But you know how the judges cluster?
Yeah.
We rarely get all 10 judges clustering right close to each other. There have been I think just a handful of occasions where they have clustered really close. But for me, when I look at a picture, I try visualizing a cluster. I've tried this area because everybody was saying this area. Now, when I draw lines for the guy in yellow too, and do his spread, I can't see a judge putting it here.
I think a couple might, but then they'll be taken out.
Okay, and then you think the majority could stay here, and that's why you're getting that area.
What might happen is a couple might go where I've put it there, a couple are an average, and it might fall in the middle.
Okay, let me just draw lines to show. So you're saying something like this, a spread in between there. Okay, well that's understandable. But I personally seeing if a judge puts it here, 100% chance of him being taken out because the ball's got the guy in purple.
Yeah,
he can't
I think Jamie's got a good point on the chat.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they usually favour one of the players.
Right?
I mean, if you're going to say that both of the balls go past both of them, then you could place the ball anywhere in this picture.
But so you're not necessarily saying it's passing them. What that would mean is that the ball's falling from a higher height, right?
Okay.
Or it's coming in at pace across the field, and it's quite high. Do you know what I mean?
I wonder what would happen. So sometimes they take away obviously the furthest points. I wonder what would happen if there's two separate clusters. There's two different points of view, so 5 in one, 5 in the other. As I hear Thomas the Tank Engine in the background.
Sorry. It was a fucking...
I was thinking what was going on there.
It was a meme thing. I was like, what's that?
Dylan's I think he's got a different opinion to think about that. It might have already passed the playing red.
The ball might play it, but
I think
you can.
Intense
You can. Yeah, but I think the way the players are positioned, if he had gone past the guy in purple, then he wouldn't have his arm out trying to fend him off as well. I think he's looking at the ball to receive it.
Agreed.
And the reason why I say I'm pushing my coordinates more towards the right hand side as well, because he might not head it, he might bring it down onto his chest. That's why he's got his arm out. He's gonna keep the player an arm's length away and try and bring it down onto his chest as well. So that's why I'm more happy with the right hand side coordinates. With the left, you're only going with that one alternative of the ball realistically going onto his head. With his eye position, the way his eye is, I think it makes more sense pushing your coordinates more towards the right hand side, purely because he can do a lot more with the ball being there than the ball being more towards the left hand side, or even going past him.
Yeah.
True.
And normally they draw a line from the forehead sort of thing, don't they? So
yeah. So if you was to draw lines from his head and his chin, and same with this guy. I think we're in a really good spot.
Yeah,
I think our average, to work from our average is really good. Even if you still feel really confident in the left hand side, look, you're still into the 1080s, 1011s, 1120s, and then you got all the way till 1370. Yeah.
I mean, zone 1 is definitely within that green box, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But if some of you guys are looking for my opinion, I really like this area here, this top right corner.
Yeah,
and I think that's a fair shout. Okay, it narrows it down to one third of the box. That area there. You know, my phone is quiet throughout the day. My personal phone is quiet, and then whenever I do a video or a live stream, honestly, all you guys probably hear is my phone pinging.
Yeah.
So Jamie's saying that he wouldn't say that it can be anywhere in the picture. Going by the guidelines, it does look like it could be more on the left of the picture. It's that's a fair comment. I just think that, you know, obviously the judges would normally pick a player that's going to win the ball as opposed to it going past them both. So that's that. You know, if the ball's gone past them both, you can't really work off of a specified point on the picture.
Yeah. I'd echo what Stig said. If it was going to go past him, he wouldn't be holding off the yellow guy, right?
Yeah.
And
Mohammed's asking, what's the average?
Okay, the average we've got. This one was mine. I got 1163, 670, and the average we got from the stream was 1143, 687. But Mohammed, this was my average that I'm working on. So most of my tickets will push more towards the right hand side. I said the highest for me would be 640, lowest 706. But I might even narrow that even more and come slightly up. Play probably by 40 to about 50 pixels in height. And I'm not too sure about the X yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with the X.
I think the height we've got there is quite bang on. I can't see it being so far up, and I don't see it that far below those green lines.
Yeah.
I think you've just got to, you know, just plan your sort of cluster and sort of point it, you know, in the sort of right direction, really, to sort of pan it right to sort of cover yourself.
Definitely. I think if you're going to put a coordinate here, just say for instance, and you've watched a live stream and you'd be like, they've got the area in the green box, but everyone's playing here, you might have the winning coordinate here. So work on your area, work on it. And if you think, but take everything into consideration. Don't just see the eye line. And I think a lot of the new players, the mistake they make, I made it as well, is by just drawing lines with the eye, not taking in what's going on in the picture as well. Do you know what I mean? And then when the results come out, I'm in zone 3.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Stig. I think the people who play this, you need to sort of look at the photo as if you're watching a football match. You know, you can't just say go by the eye lines all the time. You have to look at the body language and what's try to assess best what's happening in that scenario at that time. You know, but yeah, I think everybody, you know, if you feel comfortable with your coordinates and it looks right to you, you know, go with your guts.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people say the games look. Yes, I agree. The games look for when the judges get the average, but I wouldn't. I won't sit here and continue making videos if it was just entirely look, guys. Because I was calculating, you know, with last year, just last year on its own, I think a rough guess, I probably got 9 runners up. Out of them, I got, I think, about 5 or 6 with 1 or 2 pixels away. And I did that by, you know, evaluating the picture. I didn't do it by just randomly guessing or looking. I, you know, took other people's opinion. I looked at judging videos and then come up with my own area and played there. You know, this is what you guys need to do as well. Don't just say, you know what, Stig's got it, or some other YouTubers got their average here, I'm going to play there, because you're going to get disappointed. You know, it doesn't, BOTB doesn't work like that. BOTB works is you pick an area, you keep working on it, and if you keep getting that area, the chances of the average landing there increases, not by a huge margin, but it's more likely to land there, because when you're clustering, you're putting 10 different coordinates in each area, so you're narrowing down that 100 pixel difference or 50 pixel difference from different people.
And you're only really working in a certain area of the photo anyway. You're not
exactly. But I think that's that. I can't add anything else more to this week's DreamCar picture. I think if you guys are playing, I wish you all the best. If you any of you guys want to add anything else, feel free. If anybody from the comments wants to add anything else. Jamie's got a really good point. You guys might be right. However, if a corner is taken, there will always be players tussling between each other for position and holding each other off. That's a good point. A very good point.
That's true.
Even with corner or free kick. But Jamie, sorry. Let me just. Jamie, the thing is, BOTB are doing is spot the ball. Do you know what I mean? And if they're gonna put a picture which is irrelevant to both players, not winning the ball, because it's always been based on one player winning the ball. Do you know? So if they're going to place the ball, I think it's not fair for us BOTB players for them to say, you know what, we got a picture here where there's a really good chance of the ball being passed both players, and none of them going to win it, but the ball's just there. So then you're literally just guessing. Do you know what I mean? An area towards the left-hand side. So I think that's why I'm not going more towards the left-hand side as well. Is I think it's really unfair for the judges to come out and say, no, the ball's past both players, and they're just looking at it. Do you know what I mean? And then if you look at it, you're covering, if it's going past him, you're covering from here, all that area there. You can say the ball's gone past him. Do you know what I mean? If you draw a straight line compared to our box now, we've got that there, and that's the area we can say it's gone past him. I don't know. I don't find that fair. So if BOTB do that, I'll probably rage quit. Honestly, I won't play no more. But I think, what were we talking about prior to this?
Cars, R32.
Cars.
R32.
I've had enough of the BOTB picture.
I don't want to sicken yourself with the picture, because you think fucking sick it all, didn't you?
But yeah, as I was saying, I own the Mark 5 GTI. That car I really, really loved. I got a thing, you know, if I buy something, you know, some people are quite fussy when it comes to cars. It has to be a certain color. I'm not fussy like that, but if it's been treated right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So if
Well looked after, yeah.
Not damaged, not been hit. It was parked in my street. Just got it polished the day before. Went asleep in the morning. Woke up to loud banging. Someone driving up my street lost control because apparently a cat came in his way and decided out of the 50 cars in my street he'd hit mine.
Oh.
And he damaged.
You're supposed to be taught to hit whatever's on the road, even as part of your test.
It's probably more to do with the 8 pints of Stella that he had for like a couple of hours beforehand.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh, and I think my car deserved a garage, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna sell it. The guy who I sold it to has still got it as well.
Did you do any modifications to it, Stig?
I put a Typhoon induction kit. It already had a Miltech in it. I don't normally make my cars look like a boy racer car, if you know what I mean. No heavy body kits. I've usually stayed with the actual factory look. The thing I really liked on the Mark 5s was the tinted blue on the windows. If any of you guys seen the Mark 5s from, I think it was from 2005 all the way to 2008, the glass had like a tinted blue in it. So on cold weather, really, tinted blue. But
Sam Path's asking, what's your number plate, Stig?
What's in my R32, I had a private plate on that. It was it said R32, then 1, and then it had my initials.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah, it had my initials. And I only got it for from DVLA, £250.
Well, that's pretty good.
Wow.
That's really good. To be honest, every time I go into DVLA registrations to look for the private plate, I can never find anything which remotely I'm interested in. I mean, I've had a few which came up, which were like the prestige type ones where you're spending you're upward of like $6-7 grand. I'm like,
no.
It's a bit of a sting in the wallet to fork out for that, but anything around the ones that I've been looking at recently, depending on the car, obviously, it needs to represent what I want.
Definitely. Have you still got your private plate, Steve?
Yeah, I got it taken off.
Okay.
I got it taken off because when my car got written off, and to be honest with you, it only suits an R32 unless I get a Nissan R32. Or another R32. I don't think so. That plate will look nice on any other car.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have to pay like a fee to sort of retain the plate? Do you know what I mean?
No.
Don't. Oh, okay.
80 quid or something.
I did pay any fees.
You can only retain it for 10 years, and you have to either put it on a car or buy it again, refresh the retention.
Yeah, I think if you do it early or something, like within a certain period of time, there may be a charge. My insurance didn't even charge me for changing my plate.
But you have to by law, don't you? You can't just because the ANPR won't recognise it. And then you get
some insurers, they charge for changing your plate. I think there's an admin fee of $39.99.
That's not too bad, is it? To be honest,
it's a rip-off though. If you think about it, $39.99 just to change a bit of detail in the system.
But that because it's a material fact for for your insurance. You know,
Yeah.
it invalidates your insurance if you don't do it. So rather spend that 40 quid than.
Well, I think with insurers, to be honest with you, they make millions, and I'm because I've been ripped. I'm a bit butthurt from insurers, man. Even with the COVID lockdown, the first one, they I didn't drive my car for a certain period of time. They gave £50 back.
Oh,
Wow.
I think you're the same
Do you know what I mean?
insurer with me. Then I got a little bit back for it as well.
Yeah.
I need to
So-
speak to my insurance company.
Yeah, honestly, but I've got multi-car insurance, you see.
Okay.
Yeah,
What is
I've
that?
got-
Is that like traders policy? Or?
No, it's not traders. It's basically they give you a discount for if you have a number of vehicles on the policy. So
Okay.
I'm the policy holder, but
Mhm.
I can have named drivers on certain cars as well.
Oh, right.
So they give you like
Very
a discount for having multiple cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I've been with them for a long time though. Long time.
My biggest gripe is the roads at the moment. I've gone through two low profile tires in like 6 months by hitting potholes in the road, and like I just put some new Pirellis in my car, and it's just mashed my front tire. I've got like a Golf.
What do you drive, John?
So I've got a Mark 7 Golf GTD.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've had that about coming up to I think 3 years now. So but yeah, really enjoy it. I think, like I said earlier, I've always been a VW man, really.
I think I have as well. So
Yeah.
John, that's important because, to be I know I say this every single time. If it weren't for my area, I'd probably own something really nice. But
Yeah.
it's my area, man. I'd find my car on house bricks. If I put nice alloys on it, if I put nice tires on it. At the moment I'm driving a 2005 1.6 FSI, but I'm sharing my car a car with my brother as well. He's got a BMW, but I mainly drive. My daily runner is my 1.6 FSI, and honestly, if you look at it, the amount of times that I've only owned it for 1 year, people have whacked into it in my street. People have scratched it. I don't know. I think they only pick my car. They've got something against. Or I've got bad luck in my street. So what I'm doing now is I'm just waiting to move out, and then hopefully I can get something that's.
Bro, I have the opposite problem. I live in a really posh area, and since I got a D-cat exhaust on my car, I had to clean out the garage because I was waking up the neighbours 6, 7 in the morning going to work. So I had to start parking in the garage, drive out really slowly so not to piss everyone off.
Guys, there's somebody in the comments, the Queen, asking for the final coordinate.
The final for our average was roughly here.
Was it around 11:43? I think it was 687.
Yeah, and that one was mine. And I'll put in our group one as well. But that's why if you realize, I mainly play for the GTI, the Club Sport, the standard GTI, the Golf.
What you want is a sleeper, bro. You want a sleeper, so no one notices it, but it's a beast.
Fads, you just go underground racing, right?
Yeah.
Bit like that Audi estate I posted on the WhatsApp group against the Porsche the other week.
Yeah.
That was an older school. That was the older version as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Let's show that. But I've been in some high-end cars as well. I really like the E63.
Yeah, love them. Beast.
I honestly, the E63 is a machine. R8s. I've been in the older one and the new one.
I never liked. Do you know what? My girlfriend got me a couple of years ago before COVID. My girlfriend got me one of those days where you can go on a track and drive different like supercars.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
there was a Nissan GTR, there was a Ferrari, there was an R8, there was a turbo. The R8 was okay. Surprisingly, the fastest one was the well, maybe not surprisingly, was the 911 Turbo S.
Yeah.
But for some reason, even though it was on a track, they wouldn't let you kind of drive it properly. They wanted you to drive like an old man. I was like, what's the point if I'm on a track?
Yeah.
I put the foot down, the guy was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, mate, this is what my bird paid for. Chill.
You know, that's what really put me off from going to one of them places.
Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't given it as a present, I wouldn't have bought it. But the GTR was good, but because it was so big and planted, you didn't realize how fast you were going until you looked at the speedometer. The one you really felt the speed with was the turbo, because it was essentially the weight the same as a normal car, size of a normal car, so you felt the speed much more, I thought.
Yeah. Me personally, I seen an ad on Facebook. It's in the UK where you can get like a cop chase.
Oh yeah. Really?
Have you guys come across that? Yeah, honestly, it's got like a I think it's a strip on old airbase or something, and they made it like a track. And you know you get all the kit and everything. It's like a cops and robbers, so you get a cop chase from an ex T-Pack team.
Oh, that's
wow.
Yeah, and when I seen the advert, it was fully booked up. So I don't know with the current situations when.
Mate, I love that. How many times have you watched those programs like Police Interceptors and stuff and think that guy's a short driver? I would have got away from them, but yeah.
Bit of Road Wars.
Yeah, a bit of Road Wars. I would have smoked that guy. Oh, mate.
Your TT's quite a bit special, Faz, isn't it? That looks really nice.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's good, but do you know what? It's the same with any car, right? The first time I drove it, I was blown away, but you always get used to the speed of your own car, right?
And then you want something faster.
Every time I have a passenger, they're like, Faz, that's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm kind of used to it now. So
it's like when my mate had his Mark 6 GMR. It was rapid, but you get used to it. And I think his was stage 1, not even stage. He didn't go all out on it.
It's just, I mean, it's just the reliability, isn't it? You know, you start talking stage 3 and all that, and do you know what I mean? Your daily becomes not a sort of daily. Do you know what I mean? And
it becomes more.
I would have done a stage 3 if it was my weekend car, but like you said, it's my daily, so I need to get to work, so can't go too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. What are you driving, Specky?
Sorry, man, I was just looking at the fucking WhatsApp comments. What am I driving? A Nissan Qashqai, didn't I? Fucking.
Oh, okay.
Oh, long story. You know the whole RS fucking.
I just know the WhatsApp comment.
Sorry, man. I seen that there. No, I had that Focus for about a year or something. Had nothing but problems, and it put me in a pure hole. You know what I mean? Had to get rid of it. Fucking. Oh shit! But aye. That's all right. Lovely. See that? I love that wee thing downstairs, man. It's brilliant. It's got everything you need in it.
Yeah, they're not too. My missus has got a Nissan Qashqai, and this, to be honest, it's been a solid car. Like we've had it 4 or 5 years now, and I haven't had any trouble with it whatsoever. It's just really good, reliable car. Good build quality. Feels solid.
I've had problems with other cars. I had the 3 Series. Fucking diff went on it. Out of warranty, so I had to pay to get that fixed. Then the engine went. It was is it E90? Fuck knows what it was. But it was fucking.
I had the E90.
Shocking and all.
Stig, you're getting asked a question.
Sorry.
On the chat.
I don't know how to answer that. Whether I can say yes on my partner's account when they got blocked.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, man. But I'll be honest with you. You know, when it comes to cars now, like when I was younger, the passion I had, I think is over the years has grown, like to a point now where I'll spend most of my day just looking at cars on Auto Trader, even through this lockdown.
Yeah.
It's like,
Auto Trader.
you know, your phone tells you what app you've used the most is Auto Trader. Honestly, I window shop. I just look at cars. I'd be like this. I'd have this. I'd have that. But
What have you got your eye on at the moment? What do you sort of keep looking at?
I really want to try the E46 M3.
Yeah,
that's in the lineup.
Which one? Which M3? The E? What's it? Not E92. That's a bit too old. The next one.
E46.
E46. That's the one.
Yeah, the E46 M3.
Yeah.
And this is because if he's watching, an old school mate of mine. He's a very good friend of mine. Me and him have always debated. It was between the R32 and the M3. I know the R32 is nowhere in the same league as an M3. Obviously, they're two different cars, but we always had this debate. After experiencing a DSG gearbox on an R32, I'd prefer a manual. I think control over a car.
You do know that what's his name? Ricky's got one of those competitions. He's to win an E92 M3 right now. Yeah.
Did you see that video he put up recently though, where the 276 brake horsepower Evo smoked it off the line and then rolling as well?
Yeah, I think it was just a longer stretch where the E92 took over, but overall it was the Evo that was just blowing it.
What did you do?
The talk on it.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, sorry, John. Go on.
No, I was going to say.
John?
No, Specky, mate. Sorry.
Specky, sorry. Yeah.
I was going to say, what car would you get to know if he's had, I don't, not all the money in the world, but a fair amount, and you can get any car? What would you get?
Well, give us a cap, because otherwise we're all going to say like,
aye. How much is a hot hatch roughly? About, say 40 grandish.
Nowadays, yeah, about 40, 45, yeah.
Say about that then. What would you get with your?
Do you know what I would get if it was that kind of money? I know hot hatches are kind of like the E40. Well, no, you can't get an E45. They're like 50 to 60, right?
Yeah.
Aye.
What budget would you say, Specky, though? A fair amount, meaning, fair amount for me could mean 100k, man.
Yeah. 45, like Thingy had said. Not even 45, a hot hatch, just in general. Okay. What kind of car would you get if you had that?
See, right now I'm really going through an AMG kind of phase. I'm loving AMGs.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I think I'd agree with you on that. An AMG.
Definitely, I think the AMGs at the moment, they have got like the looks, the and the power and the sound of them are amazing. Like
that V8 Rumble, no one can compete, right? Even the RSs or the M's just can't compete.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that A45S. Honestly, it's like I've got a young family. I can get the family in it. It's an elegant looking car. It's got the power. It's all-wheel drive. It just ticks all the boxes for me.
Do you know what I've said? Right now, you mentioned that car. I would spend an extra 1,000. I think that's the difference, and get the CLA 45.
CLA. That's the big one. That's like a saloon, isn't it?
Yeah, but
what about the shooting rate?
Yeah, but the CLA 45S, it literally look like some mini GT63S.
Yeah.
It looks like a top model, but it's like a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
The only thing with the CLA is was a put off for me was the seats. They are horrible to sit in, honestly. And I spent pretty much 2 to 3 days in one.
No, but bro, you can spec either sports.
You can spec it, but when it comes to pricing in a Mercedes, you're talking a good fair amount. Yes, the base model is fairly cheap, but I think that's the selling point for Mercedes is with the seats is they'll put a cheaper option in which when it comes to you changing it and configuring it to your likings, it'll shoot up. And in that price range, you can get something way better than.
And you have to do it as well.
GVM cars.
Hassan's saying that that the BMW E30 is a lovely car. He says someone near him who has one looks like an M3, but it's not debadged, so it's most likely to be a 328 or 335. Obviously the 335 and the I engine is similar to what's in the M3 anyway. It's just not tuned the same way.
Yeah.
From what I understand. I mean, obviously, like driving the M135i and stuff like that is close to as the a 1M or whatever you want to call it.
I had the
What do you
E90 M3. That was a good car.
What about the old Japanese things? The old, is it JDM motors? Like your CRX Hondas and stuff like that? And would you go for anything like that?
I've never been into Jap cars. I don't know.
I grew up, when I was younger, I grew up around a lot of JDM cars. I'm talking when I was under 10-year-old, and seeing them. And now when I look at them, I wouldn't mind owning one. I think they're beautiful. It's just a piece of, something from my history. You know what I mean?
The old MR2 was good.
Yeah, and what I would own is the CRX. I'd love to own a CRX.
Yeah,
I had a look at them. You can't even get one under $8,000.
You can only get like the Del Sol one, I think, isn't it? You can't get like the sloping roof one. I love that one. That's amazing.
Remember? Yeah. What about what was it? Not this Sunny. The Star something.
Starlet Turbo.
Starlet. Yeah, the GTR version.
Yeah.
Boy, what a bad boy. That
was 1.3, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, there was a Nissan Pulsar GTR.
That was
the 4-wheel drive, wasn't it, or 4-wheel steer?
Yeah, that were really good. They had the Nissan Sunny GTI, if you guys remember. The GTI with the twin cam.
Yeah.
That was square thing?
Yeah, square one. That, then they had the Hondas, the VTEX.
Yeah.
They had, there was one more.
You know about
the two with the pop-up headlights, Hassan saying?
That's it, yeah.
The Honda S2000 and the Integras, didn't you, and all that?
Yeah.
That's what Officially Gas got, right?
Yeah, and what's it called? Got one recently on DDE. What's his name? Not Damon, the other guy.
Yeah,
oh shit! What's his name? I said watch him all the time. I don't even know the fucking.
Who? What does he look like?
Damon's partner on DDE, that other guy.
Oh yeah.
The one who drives a Lambo. He's going old school, got the Integra Type R, a proper Integra Type R, not the US version, right? And I think they're about to spend like a whole bag of money on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what's so funny? The only one Japanese car that's caught my eye, and it was never popular because I had a small engine. Do you guys remember a Mitsubishi FTO?
Oh, the FTO, I remember that.
I remember
that. I thought they looked amazing, but no one went for them because the GTO was a twin turbo, which was much faster. But I always thought the FTO looked awesome.
Yeah, the FTO did look really nice.
It looked so good.
Even around that area is the Honda Prelude. Do you guys remember the Honda Prelude?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Didn't that have some sort of steering going on at the back, sort of thing, like 4-wheel steering?
Yeah. You can control the back 2 wheels as well with the steering.
Yeah, that was mad.
Yeah.
Japanese technology is miles ahead, isn't it?
Miles.
Nowadays there's all these unknown, like really niche car makers out there now. Like literally, you can get supercar looks for less than it's to buy an FTO or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yo, have you guys seen that thing going about Litchfield on the 25 Grand Saga?
No. What's this?
So, I don't know if I should say. Well, I suppose it's common knowledge now. But apparently, you know that Mr. JWW on YouTube, Mr. JWW. Does anyone follow him?
JWW.
Yeah. So apparently, he's a big YouTuber, and he tried to make a deal with Litchfield because he bought a GR Yaris, saying, "Give me a full package of like suspension and tune, etc. You pay me 25 grand. I'll put it on my channel. and pay me a percentage of everyone who buys this package from now
Oh
on.
yeah, exactly. As an influencer, there's something
Yeah.
about how Lich should. It's a chance for him to put the suspension on his Yaris GR for free and pay him 25 grand for the privilege plus percentage of future sales.
Oh, what the fuck?
Have you seen his regi plate?
Chris Harris did a tweet.
Yeah,
Without
exactly.
naming
Chris
him.
Harris said that.
Yeah,
Didn't he?
everyone found out who it was. And they basically had a podcast about it on what's that? They've got Chris Harris has got a podcast called Collecting Cars, and they had a whole conversation about it without mentioning his name, but apparently it's turned into common knowledge as Mr. JWW.
Yeah.
His regi plate on that Yaris is MR09JWW.
So you can't hide it anyway, can you?
No, exactly. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the museum in Dubai? The guy who owns over 3,000 plus cars, the ex-military guy.
Is that the one Shmi was at? Shmi was at one recently. Is that the same one?
Yeah. I think he was at the same one.
Yeah, it's mad, right?
And he's in his museum, he's literally got all sorts of cars. You'd be like, it's mad. And the biggest thing he's got is the off-roaders. You look at them and you'd be like, yeah.
Oh yeah, like the A6 things.
Yeah, mad.
It's unbelievable when you go to the airport. I mean, I went to Dubai probably about 5 years back, and just all the abandoned cars at like the airport are covered in like 2 inches of dust, where people have just fled the country. Like proper high end cars as well. You know, it's just, I wonder what happens.
I seen somebody do a video on YouTube about high end cars just being left.
Did you watch that Evil GT? The two guys who went to Divine done it?
No.
You know
No.
I don't know what they do, but they sort of buy and sort of sell sort of cars and stuff, and it's brilliant.
Oh, okay.
They went to Dubai and they checked out all these minted cars that you can't even get anywhere else, and
you know what? I love those things, but I think when it gets to a certain point, when it's like Paganis and Bugattis, I just lose interest because it's so unattainable. And
yeah,
I like watching like the YouTubers like Professor Gas and guys like that, the RS5s and things like that.
Wasn't it Supercar Blonde? She did a Pagani that was made. Was it by Louis Vuitton?
Oh, bro, I literally keep rolling when she comes across. Sorry.
Aye.
Oh, my
she's
God.
like a wee wet dream, hadn't she?
I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit like what's the Manny Koshbin and his collection is of Bugattis and stuff like that. Like literally, he's got those limited edition Hermes design.
Yeah, that's it. It was Hermes. It was a Pagani Hermes.
Yeah, the Pagani Hermes. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, you know, like literally.
She was saying that the bag that comes with the car is like 40,000-50,000
the luggage, the luggage thing.
Yeah, I was like, you can go buy a car with just that amount. Do you know what I mean?
Guys, I spoke for 2 minutes there. I was thinking, why would you get the Hermes delivery company on your car?
We're not talking about Hermes. We're talking about Hermes.
What the fuck?
It's like thinking, like I don't know. I mean, like obviously Manny Koshbin's got his own real estate business, isn't he? That's why he's made his millions, right? And also he's making his more millions on YouTube now as well, right? But and he's like, I think recently he's saying that his son's buying his first Bugatti. It's like, come on, man, I can't. Some of these guys they've got money to blow and burn.
Bro, that's like that Floyd Mayweather bought his 3-month-old grandson a 30 grand Rolex. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I seen that as well.
No
his
need,
grandson,
man.
he's already flying in private jets and whatnot.
It's crazy, mate.
Yeah, you know, you're talking filthy rich people, man. These like multimillionaires. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Multimillionaires for them.
Just looking through the chat there. Who's this? Miri Schmidt or whatever it's fucking called.
the newbie.
Who the fuck's this cunt? Sorry for swearing, but okay, why'd you help others then? Well, I think a few of us have one, so wind your fucking neck in.
I think Marie got the end of why I probably make YouTube videos. But I like I said, I enjoy it, man.
It's good fun, man. It gets a few guys together, have a laugh.
I really do. And like I said, I'm. If I win, I'll do something very special just on YouTube, man. Do you know what I mean? Apart from just showing my face, which I know everyone's dying to see.
Come on, let's press that cam button, turn that on, right? All you see is this the mask, yeah.
We've sussed it anyway, Steph.
I know. We already know, Reebok Stadium, yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people. Yeah, you'll be in for a surprise.
You got to go around the Ebola drone, right?
That'll be good, man. That'd be...
See, I miss all that sort of stuff. The old style Grand Tour as well. With all the live audience in the tent and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I do love their specials that they got going on. I mean, the one that they done in when was it? Where did they go?
The Hunt, was it?
The Hunt, yeah. I thought that was funny. Yeah. But I think the one before that, not the boat one, the last one, the last car one before that was hilarious. Like the guys just they just, you don't see that on screen sort of chemistry anymore. Like I don't know. I feel like the guys on Top Gear, no disrespect to them, they're very serious journalists and they're good at what they do, but they just don't have that chemistry that Jezza and all that have anyway.
It's just all the blokes fired together.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think
it came naturally to them. Yeah, it naturally. Just the bond that they had as well. I was really disappointed when it went off air, man.
But I think they done the best thing that they could have done. I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot of people when they did leave Top Gear was like, I kind of like boycotted Top Gear from then. But I have watched the odd few that that you had with Paddy McGuinness and Freddie Flintoff and all that lot. It just doesn't have that same allure to it. It doesn't bring it. Doesn't make me want to go and watch it.
It was all put on and all, wasn't it? It was fake.
Yeah, I think obviously Matt LeBlanc is trying to be Clarkson, and he just, his jokes don't. I don't. His sort of.
Tick the box.
It doesn't tick the box for me.
Yeah.
We all know that. We all know that Clarkson's a blithering idiot, and but it just that's TV gold.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I steered away from it as well after them three left. I couldn't. It didn't feel the same for me, man.
No,
just don't.
That's his man saying he still watches old Top Gear. Do you all watch Dave as well with old Top Gear?
Oh, Dave is classic, mate. All the old school, yeah. See, I remember they had that is it the Toyota Hilux, the one which they had over 3 seasons, and they ended up in the ocean, and they dug it out and tried to destroy it. That was indestructible, right?
Yeah.
So I saw that in I think the last car show, which was down in I think it was in the XL in London. They had it up on the Top Gear stand on like they had it on in the studio on that wall.
Brilliant. They had it on display.
They had it on display, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys watch Bangers for Cash at all?
No, I've not seen that, bro.
I think I've seen one episode.
It's quite good, man. It's sort of like an auction house that collects like old sort of antique sort of cars, if you like. And there's just loads of old classics on there. Like they've had like Cosworths on there, old like 2.8 Capris, and they just go around all the UK, just sort of collecting them and taking them back to their auction house and just selling them to like the public. And you get all these sort of owner club members go there, travel miles to Yorkshire to to bid on these cars. It's a it's a good program. You should check it out.
Yeah,
It's definitely worth a watch.
I'll definitely look into it.
I'll have a look at that as well. I think it sounds.
It'd be on catch up or whatever.
The new police interceptors. Have you guys seen them?
I haven't watched Interceptors in a long time.
The new one. I actually know a few guys that actually got caught on it.
Oh, yeah.
I was shocked. You know when it's just browsing through YouTube and it propped up and I was watching it. And I know. So I sent him a clip on Snap. I go, is that you, mate? Like, yeah, oh man, sometimes, man, I think if I were younger, when I was younger and it was as popular, then I would have come on it a couple of times, because during my youth, I did some messed up shit, man. Honestly, I did. When it comes to cars, my advice to anyone young, wait till you get your license. I know a lot of us, as we're growing up, we think you know the road and you know how to drive. Maybe you've taken a lesson from one of your boys, but it's not that straightforward. You know what I mean? At a young mind, you don't understand. I wish, at that time, somebody told me not to do stuff like that, because it's not only putting my own life
at risk, others.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're putting a lot of the people's, and it's the same when it comes to racing. Do you know what I mean? If you're racing, and there's loads of tracks, day tracks you can go. You can take
exactly. I think nowadays it's don't do that stuff on the road. Take it to a track.
Yeah, take it to a track.
It's like I think when I was younger, obviously I ain't gonna say I didn't drive when I did, but back then there wasn't as many cars on the road. It wasn't as it is now. It's just it's chaotic now. You have to always be on alert.
Plus, there's cameras everywhere nowadays as well.
It's not even about that side of things. It's more about the public safety, and like I think John made a point earlier on about how many potholes there are. The amount of roads in my local area which are all got potholes galore and stuff like that. It's like, and this is all because of everyone being in lockdown and stuff like that. They haven't maintained the roads properly.
Yeah.
Like literally, I've got this you can report a pothole on online and stuff like that, but it's so long-winded. You have to point it out on the map, and then you've got to have a photo, and you have to do all this description and stuff. It's just like, can't they just go around, just do a survey?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite close to the A roads as well, so it's kind of bad that the road, my local roads are starting to fall apart.
Actually, when I'd done my car the other day, I actually got out and walked back to the pothole in the road, and honestly, it must have been about 2 foot wide by about 2 foot sort of deep sort of thing. Well, not deep, wide sort of thing, and about 6 inches deep. It was massive. I could not believe it, and I must have hit that 40, 50 in my car. And as I say, I just had these Pirellis fitted on my car, and it's just the front tire, like the sidewall has got like a golf ball on the sidewall of the tire now.
I'm surprised you didn't split your rim.
I know. Initially when it hit it, I mean, I felt it on the accelerator pedal, like the
the impact was.
Yeah, it was horrific. So yeah, I'm gonna, as I say, I've taken photos and I'm gonna send them to the council and see if I can, claim for a new tire out of them. So
I think obviously it's just.
In my area, I think the A roads are not that bad.
The A roads aren't bad. I think it's just my the
local run.
The local roads are.
Yeah. My area is really bad with potholes.
Well, I think also with this weather that's come through recently, with the heavy snowfall and ice and stuff like that, it's just made it worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
The RS3 I was driving. The rims on that were pristine. There was not even a scuff on them. and when I took it back to him, one of the rims had a gash in it from a pothole. From a pothole, honest to God, he had a massive gash, and they, I think he was telling me they were diamond cut.
Oh. Yeah.
So you know, a diamond cut, to repair a diamond cut, you know, you're like
couple hundred quid.
Yeah. Do you know, you feel bad, and I feel even worse, you know, for people that are driving. You know, they work hard to earn a car that's 40, 50 grand. And then, you know, you got roads like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? An extra couple hundred quid. Because, you know, if you look at it, how much did it cost you to put them tyres on, John? Easily a couple of hundred quid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I had 4 tyres, you know, fitted, and it was over 400 quid. So over £100 a tyre. So,
yeah.
I paid, on my R32, I put brand new Pirellis. Run flats, and that cost me around, I think it was £600.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then to get a gash like that, I'd be pissed, mate.
Yeah,
I would.
Talking
I've had two in 6 months. 2 in 6 months. It's a joke. Do you know what I mean? It's just coming to the point now where I'm thinking, should I just sell the car and get another car that's got chunkier tyres on it? Do you know what I mean? Some old banger or something.
Do you know? Honestly, you need an off-road.
Do you know? Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
You need a
a monster truck. Just get a monster truck.
Talking about tyres, right? What's your preferred brand or make of tyres?
I'm on PS4 just now.
Pilot Sport 4s are they seem to be, they seem to be good.
Yeah. The reason why I've gone towards the Pirellis is, I think for what they added, the price is nice compared to the rest of the market, and it's a good tire. It's a really good tire, man. You know, even so, you know, depending on who you get it from, you can get rid of them as part one as well, and get decent money back for them. For Pirellis.
Yeah.
So I think
I had a set of Pirellis on that before, and I think I got it was nearly 20,000 miles out of a set of 4 Pirellis. Like it just seemed like they didn't wear down. Do you know what I mean? And that was driving it hard as well. You know, throwing it around corners, and you know, real sort of, you know, I'm not a slow driver, and I thought 20,000 miles out of a set of tires is pretty good, really. So I've had other brands on there where I've only got sort of 12, you know. So yeah, this is my second set of these Pirellis now. So
yeah, hopefully they last long and you know, hope
just stay away from the potholes.
Stay away from them potholes. That's right. But thinking about that, I'm just thinking about back. You know, when I went. Going abroad, I've been like back to where my grandparents were, and my aunts and uncles. The roads, the back roads, forget potholes. The whole road's a pothole. You're literally bouncing. You know, I remember this. That there was this car rental I had, and basically the shocks, I think the bushes went on the shocks there, and it was literally on springs only, and it was bouncing around like. I'd never had an experience like that ever before. It was just like like crazy. The roads are horrific.
Yeah.
How did you? Sorry, Stig.
Hassan is saying as well that the roads in Asia are far worse. You have to dodge them. I agree. I've been parts of Asia as well, and they're really bad. Just what you described, Jezza, is exactly like that. You're bouncing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you know, if someone were to record it and you know put it on YouTube, you think you're not knocking your head back to some hip hop, you know, 90s hip hop. You're knocking it back, but you're just bouncing all over. You know what I mean?
How did you get on with your car today, Steph? Did you get any further with it?
I haven't. You know what? I'm gonna. I obviously I scanned the ECU and stuff like that, and I cleared the codes, and it's running fine now. I mean, I know I think it's. I do think it's the mass airflow sensor is sort of like playing up. It's not knackered yet, but it's on its way out. I'll just get it booked. I'm gonna get it booked in on the service and get these things sorted out. I literally think can't have it not running as it should be. You know, it's like
Yeah. Definitely.
it's a
Boys,
pain.
I've just been specking my C63 while we've been chatting.
And tell us what have you done?
I'm specking it's Magno Grey with the black alloys, black AMG alloys. It's got the gold brake calipers. And do you know what I've just found as well? If you Google prior design, they do a wide body kit and it looks so aggressive. It looks so good. My AMG charged 10 grand for the color that's called Solar Beam Yellow, the one that the Black Series comes in. 10 grand for paint.
10 grand for a paint.
It's called Solar Beam Yellow. Mercedes on the configurator are charging £10,000 for paint. That's a wow. I would just get a rap, mate. Just give Yanomize a call.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to play for that RS6R? It's meant to be the last opportunity, isn't it? That they're going to have it on.
Is this the last opportunity? Did they say?
Yeah, I got an email saying something like that.
That's the highest price car there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the highest price car they've ever had, right? It's more than the Urus.
Is it?
Yeah,
It is priced more than the Urus. That's right, because it's obviously it's limited, isn't it?
125 of them are being made, and that's it, isn't it?
I like the RS5R.
Tibby in our group, he won the RS4, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Boys, do you know what we should do? Maybe like a midweek one or something. We should configure a car together, like a different model every time, our own perfect car. Share the screen and
that will be hard. There's not many choices. To be honest, you think about, you know what, I was thinking about this on when I went on last on the configurator on the Lamborghini website, and I thought to myself, do you know what? You can go down on that add personam stuff, and it's like that is like literally you're spending thousands and thousands.
Crazy.
You know what? All for the paint job. I'd rather just get it as a standard paint job, and if I want to change it, just go get it wrapped, right?
Yeah.
I would just get it black anyway. I think if I got a Lambo Huracan, I'd most likely get
stealth mode.
Black, yeah. MUFC lads got a question. Anyone know the average cost for alloy refurb powder coat for 4?
Yeah, my mate Google knows, mate.
I paid for my GTI a powder coat. I think I paid £50 per alloy.
That's decent, by the way.
That's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah, but the guy who I got it done from, he knew a friend of mine, so I think he did it for a decent price for me, and he did a really good job as well.
Can you powder coat any color, right?
Powder coat
depends.
Isn't it like a plastic thing which gets cooked and it kind of like becomes, you know, the paint thickens and
it's a
hardens.
powder. It's a powder.
Yeah, but isn't it like a plastic type powder or something?
I think the plastic's the
plastic
what do you
dip.
call it?
It's a
Plastic,
dip,
yeah. And then they put in that oven thing to cook it, like don't they? To dry it up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I don't like? Have you seen Urban Automotive in that video where the TG went? They've got a new kind of carbon fiber. It's supposed to be like camouflage.
Oh yeah, I saw. I didn't like that.
So it just looks dirty. It either look like snake, which looks cheap, or it just look like a dirty car.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I mean, I like what Yanni done to his with the carbon PPF. That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, that's
because that was normal kind of 2 week kind of like the normal kind of design, right? Like the 2-ply carbon fiber. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
his Urus is spot on in that carbon wrap.
Hassan Khan's got a good point.
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah. That's
Really good
definitely
car.
worth it. Is it a good investment car? You know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't really do too much mileage on it either.
Nah,
No.
not thinking about investing.
You would want the engine to sort of like bed in and do, you know.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't want to rack up the mileage on
Nah.
that.
Maybe take out once a month, keep on a trickle charger. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get
Take-
get PPF as well. Yeah.
Take it to the shows, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Cheap carbon fiber from like Alibaba.com.
you know, I won't say who it was, but there was a guy in my area that got, you know, you're from a local part supplier, the red sticky tape you could get.
Yeah.
I swear he decorated the interior, the dash. He did the side skirts with the red. I swear he did.
Trying to pinstripe it, right?
Oh man.
That's it. That's you know, home modifiers, DIYs, bodges, whatever you want to call them, right?
I've got another confession. What I done years ago. I had an old Mini. It was a 1275 GT. It was a black one. It was rotten as a pear, but I wanted to put this white stripe down it, so I decided to create this white stripe down the bonnet, along the roof, and down the back of it. And I used
racing, right?
Yeah, it was about, I don't know, 4 inches wide.
I know what's coming.
I used household paint
and a roller, right?
I think it was like gloss.
That's brilliant.
You know, John, saying that, I've got a confession as well. Basically, I bought a Ford Fiesta, the really old one, the 2-door one, yeah. And I paint sprayed the whole car with, you know, cans.
Yeah.
I got it for 50 quid.
No
I
way.
swear to God, I paint sprayed the whole. It was during summertime, so it got dark late. It took me, I don't know how many hours it took me and how many cans. So I paint sprayed the whole outside, and you know, the middle, I left the strip in the middle. It was a white car, and I think I did it gunmetal.
Oh mate, I bet you bought like the Max Halford paint, right?
No, it was from a part supplier. Like, it's like a corner shop part supplier. I literally bought the whole stock he had, and I paint sprayed it all. And you know what? To be honest with you, I bought it for 50 quid and I sold it for 250.
Wow.
Fair.
Yeah, and I must have spent that much in just the.
I think the most I've done to modify a car was put a neon light underneath.
Oh, bro, I did that.
tried to go Fast and the Furious style, right? Put the neons underneath. You know, literally, it was one as well. One strip at the front underneath the front bumper. It was terrible. It was like the luminescent blue color as well. It was actually quite. It looked good. It was on my mate's what's it called, XR3i. It was fantastic. But
we've all had that Fast and Furious stage, right? I got stopped by the police as well.
Yeah,
that was you, Danny. Danny A10 at Custard Creams, then.
Would you know that?
Always wondered who that was.
To be honest, when I used to go down there to Crispy, we used to always, it was I used to come in a Toyota Celica, blacked out one. It was nice. It was a Jap import as well, so it was pretty decent.
Is that the one with the big spoiler?
Yeah, the one with the big spoiler.
Them, they were nice.
And with the you know, like with the round headlights. Yeah, it was nice. Weighed a ton though.
You should have got the Castrol decals on it.
That would have been brilliant. It was black, so it you know, with the darkest tints you could have, yeah. But then you know, most of my friends that used to go, they obviously used to race.
Did you not? Am I wrong in thinking you got a GT4 version of that?
There was a GT4. The GT4 had that vented scoop, didn't it? Bonnet scoop. Yeah,
I remember that.
And you know that was the GT4 was something that I was like, there was a dream car back then, you know, right? You know, it was right. That was right in the time when I was like MR2
Yeah.
turbo.
What were they pushing? What were
GT4.
the GT4s pushing? 200 something.
Yeah, they were rapid.
Yeah.
And this was all before this you know, engine remapping and you know,
Oh, yeah.
you'd get you get super chips and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Bro, 200 in a Jap car was fast because they're so light. It's all the German ones that are like really kind of heavy.
Yeah, Hassan is saying, my granddad's friend had a Vauxhall Zafira as a mini cab, and he left the handbrake on and drove for like an hour. Wow, an hour!
Oh,
Jesus.
Brakes were toasted and smoking with the passenger back run on. I would have run off if I was in the back of that cab, mate. I was like, it's going to catch fire.
Wow.
But I think, you know, overall, I'm more leaning towards the cars that are non-turbos. I don't know, man. Something with turbos.
Naturally aspirated. I love naturally aspirated.
Yeah, man. It's not my
I go back and forth. I get a natural aspirated, then I crave that kind of push of a turbo.
Yeah.
I think you want what you don't have. Then I've got a turbo, and then I crave that linear power and instant torque of a natural aspirated. You can't win, bro.
We're never happy, innit?
You can't win.
Yeah. You always think the grass is greener, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And the next thing you're gonna say is that you're gonna have to go for that the McLaren hybrid, yeah, like the P1.
Yeah.
Bro, this is what I'm gutted about. The next AMG is going to be a 2-liter. The C63 is going to be a 2-liter hybrid.
Isn't it? Aren't they going to make it like a V6 or something? They're not.
No, they've confirmed it, bro. It's going to be the 2-liter from the A45 with a hybrid system. How mad is that?
I'll be honest with you, Faz. I've been trying to avoid talking about that because I find that
it's enraging, isn't it?
Yeah, man. You know, even with the bi-turbo, it's like
that's the whole point, you know, with the AMGs is, you know, it's all about having the bi-turbo, right?
Yeah. Well, it's about the 63. The reason it was called it because it had a 6.2 liter, right? And the V8, they kind of got away with it. I mean, look, I understand the new car, the 2-liter, it'll be faster, it'll be more economical, it will be a better car overall, but it's not going to have that drama, that sounds right. And not the same.
Exactly. I don't know, man. Me personally, man, I can't. Anything hybrid is just not for me, man.
No.
Not in the short term. I mean, maybe
long term,
Maybe in the future, you know, obviously, I couldn't see it right now. I couldn't.
Jesse, might see you in a flying car.
You never know. I might go and design one, right? Oh, actually, talk about flying cars. There was a guy who designed one. It was like it looked like it had the like a drone, like 4 drone.
Stuck underneath it.
Yeah, and on the side, had this little set bit for seat, and it was actually quite cool, man.
Yeah.
But
they actually exist. There's like one-offs out there, but obviously they're illegal to kind of fly, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like I was watching recently the Great Escapist with Richard Hammond, and they done some mad stuff on that program, right? I thought, you know what, it's fantastic what you can just build out of junk, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy. Who am I thinking of? There's a guy that does that. He literally brings cars back from scrap yards and makes them great again. Some American guy. I was the guy that Tesla refused to sell him batteries because he basically became like a Tesla repair center, and they don't want people to repair Teslas. They want them to buy brand new ones. That's how they make most of their money.
Yeah.
Is this guy on YouTube by any chance?
Yeah, he's on YouTube, man. It's like an African American guy, glasses. He talks quite proper. Can't remember his name. He fixed up Teslas. He got an RS7 recently as well.
I think I've seen him. I got a link from Backyard Boys. Have you seen them lot on YouTube?
The Backyard Boys. They're good.
They're quite good. He's really good with fixing cars from Copart. Yeah, so I think he had a link in the guy who you're saying, Faz.
Yeah, Tesla literally refused to sell anything to him because they knew
wasn't he rebuilding a Porsche 911 as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, that's the guy that he was on DDE's channel as well, where
Was he on DD? Yeah.
I think he made that like a fully electric 911, but it was the classic shape. And
classic shape. Yeah,
that guy he's got his own tuning company. I can't remember. I know who you're on about.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Copart there, Stig. I've been looking at Copart recently, and you can get some really good buys from Copart. Like, just especially VWs. There's so many sort of Golf R's down there, sort of Category X that sort of sold. Say that again.
You got to be careful. I'm sure that Matt Armstrong bought a C63 from Copart, right? And the guy pretended it was in a better condition than it was. Remember, he bought a C63 for his girlfriend.
That's right. Yeah, and then he had to.
Then he had to get a Mustang. Yeah, remember that? Because I was excited to see that C63 because what he's tended to do with his Bentley is he auctions them, but he sells
like a raffle. Yeah. What happened with the C63 then? So I didn't see that.
Didn't he part exchange it back for something?
Yeah,
for the R8 or
you got a Mustang instead for his.
You got the Mustang. Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah, he was saying it was a lemon, wasn't it?
It was a lemon, right?
Yeah, but I like Copart, John, because I look at cars on Copart, and you can get a bargain if you. If you know a bit about cars and especially because like I said, I'm a VW fanboy, and when I look at cars, certain things you can see. Worst case scenario, if you're spending $5,000 and you're saving $10,000, you're still $5,000 up. So in that case, yes, I agree with you, John. But high-end cars, like you're talking about the C63, I don't know much about them, you know what I mean? And the parts are extortion.
Yeah. You're speaking of
careful in high-end cars.
Bro, speaking of C63s, that did you see DMO's camera guy crashed his Mini and he bought him a C63?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The day he planted it in the
ditch. Yeah, he planted it. Yeah, then he went and bought him a nice white C63. The older shape, the W204, I think.
Didn't one of his boys write off his Golf R as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Copart. I was on there the other day. I'm not a member of it. I was viewing the live auctions, and honestly, I mean, if you wanted a cheap car, for like $1,000, even less than that, there was easily £2,000 or £3,000 sort of worth of cars going through there, going for like sort of £700-800. If you wanted to do like a quick flip and make a cheeky £500-600 out of it, honestly, get on there. There's money to be made.
Yeah, 100%. I know a local garage that do that. They buy cars from Copart. He repairs them himself, so he's a garage and a body shop. So he'll get light damage, panel damage, and nothing major, nothing with the structure, and he makes a good living out of it. And it's definitely doable. If you know bits and bats about cars, I'd highly recommend. But I know one thing about Copart is over the years the prices have just shot up. Yeah. So if you know bits and bats about cars, they're bargaining around. There was another one, a Motorhog. I don't know if you've seen them. They're quite big as well. Okay. Motorhog. They do cheap cars as well, which you can make a flip on.
Yo, stupid question. But what is Copart? Is it all like written off cars and stuff and stolen cars?
Insurance, insurance write-offs.
Okay.
I'm having a look at it on
I mean, it's pretty good. I've been looking at sort of Range Rovers and that on there, and I mean, if you find something, click on it, then it'll give you like a brief description, and it'll say what category it is. Category N non-structural, category S is structural. I've been looking at like Cat X's, which are stolen and recovered. But yeah, as I say, I was quite surprised the other day when I was watching those live auctions. Cars were going through there so cheap, so cheap.
The stolen and recovered ones are not necessarily damaged, then, right?
Yeah,
No.
I mean, well, minimum damage, you know. I mean, where, you know, I don't know. For instance, there was a Golf R on there where somebody had, you know, sort of taken it for a sort of fence and they sort of gouged both sides of it. But it was, you know, it was cheap repairs, really. It was nothing.
I never realised you could buy
substantial
stolen ones from there. Next time I'm watching the new police interceptors, I'm going to tell the guy to take it easy in the corners because I might buy it. Don't scratch it, bro.
Yeah. Be careful with that alloy.
Watch out for the couple.
Slow down, just park up and give up, man. I want to own that.
Talking about you know, you mentioned DMO a moment ago. You see, he's got his second Lamborghini now, hasn't he?
No way. I was about to watch
Yeah,
it.
he's got the
What
Urus.
Oh, Urus.
Yeah.
Steph, where does this guy get his money from? Honestly, that's
You know what?
Is he a drug dealer or something?
Do you know what? I don't know, because you know he's supposed to be a DJ. Yeah, I've never heard of him. I'm sorry, you know. Maybe I'm not in that same circle. He might be in a different circle, so you can't say that he's not.
What's that candy stuff he does?
Oh, that's the thing. I don't know. He does a lot. He does a lot of advertising.
Every video, bro. Half the video at the start, at the end.
He must. I think he's probably got money investment. He's got quite a few investments in a lot of things. You know. I think you know. I think he's put money into a lot of these. You know, like, you know, he goes to Wrench Studios. I think he's got money in that. He's got money in everything. So you know, he's smart in a way.
He's starting his own events and stuff as well.
He has. I think he's also, his channel has blown up, and he's, you know, I
wouldn't say his channel's just his sole income.
No, it's not. That's definitely not his sole income.
He's definitely got some stuff on the side. Not only that, he's probably got some sort of sponsorship from, you know, all these tuning companies as well that pay him. A certain percentage of customers going from him. Do you know what I mean? So
E63 is a beast. I love his E63.
Yeah,
and he didn't he get what is it? He put stage 2 now, isn't it? Or
so stage 2, but they still to tune the hybrid turbos. But I know the M5s might be faster from kind of like Ricky's, or like the other one. What's it? Not Motec. Who's it? Irfan. Evolve. They probably
Imran.
Yeah.
That matte black E63 looks so monstrous. It looks so.
Didn't he just get the precision turbos from the US for the Lambo? He's going to.
Did you see him driving that Lambo the other day? He was absolutely thrashing the nuts out of it.
Do you know what I thought was so funny? Do you know what I noticed in that? Even though it was an automatic with paddles, he still pushes his elbow through like he's doing gear shift, because that's his kind of thing.
That's what caught me from watching him, because of that gear shift. You know what I mean?
But to be fair, he could have dropped into Corsa and done it, you know.
But it wasn't. You saw his hand touching nothing. He was just pushing air.
Because he has the two camera angles, isn't it? He's got the one on the dash, and he's got that one from the back, and all he sees like in the air, like. Brilliant stuff. You know what? He is entertaining.
Definitely.
I can see him crashing that though. He's getting too cocky with it. I can see it ending in tears. I really can.
Why have they started recently in the videos? Obviously, they're going to blur out the speedometer, right? But have you noticed recently they blur out the windows as well? Is that so people can work out obviously how fast they're going by measuring like from lamppost or whatever?
You know, that's the, you know, obviously he knows that most people on YouTube now who have some following, they all do, you know, they're doing 70. They're doing the legal limit, unless you're an autobahn, of course, you know. Like, seen some of those guys driving around in some mad cars, but like, you know, hats off to him. He's doing his thing. He's reaping the rewards. You know, why not? I mean, if I was in that scenario in that way, I'll probably do the same. You know,
If
then
I want to land on the BOTB, I'll be starting a YouTube channel. I'll be doing the same, bro.
I've already got my video open, set up. I know exactly what's going on. I've got it set up, planned. Trust
Got
me.
you already, yeah.
I've got some collabs coming as well.
Well, you can pick me up.
Exactly. We're doing the reveal, yeah.
Yeah. Put a helmet on. Take a helmet off. Put a helmet on. But
Don't worry.
Me personally, if I win BOTB, if I win the Golf R, that would be something I'd put on the channel. On a daily. Yeah, definitely Golf R. At one point I was like, even if I won the R35, the Nissan GTR, I'd keep it. But I've changed my mind, man. I've changed my mind purely on the basis of what's going on in my area, man. I won't be, if somebody scratches it, I won't be able to afford to repair it or damage it. You know what I mean? So I think on that basis, unless I move out, do you know what I mean? Unless I move out.
Yeah. Right, I bought a lottery ticket. You know, the Euro Millions is up to 156 million, something crazy.
Wasn't it 170?
Hasn't it gone up?
I didn't check my winnings if I won or not.
No one won, bro. It's a rollover.
Yeah, it's a rollover.
Tuesday's 180 Tuesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Right, I would literally buy one of everything. I'd have an Aventador SVG. I'd have an 812 super fast. I'd have
the 812 Supercars looks good. I think that I saw
GTO as well, bro. The drop top one.
Yeah, I think I saw a body kitted one, tuned up one as well.
Well, there's I saw a channel called RDB LA. It's like a one in America, and they had a wide body Rolls Royce Cullinan, which just looks so gangster, like all blacked out, insane. What would you do? So, see, if no matter where you lived, right? Obviously, you're going to have all these. Let's say you obviously, just for sake of argument, you won the Euro Millions. Yeah, of course, you're going to have Lambos, Ferraris, and stuff. But for your daily, right, something that you can park in a supermarket, leave, not worry about, but still be fast. I was thinking, surely it's going to have to be like a black Turbo S, right? A to B, nothing's faster, right? And it's conspicuous.
They're nice. They're I love the. I've always been a fan of the 911.
Yeah, Turbo S. I mean, there's nothing faster. I mean,
I have to agree with you there, Faz. I think it's not as flamboyant as any other cars, but it's quick. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I'd probably have something like that as a daily then.
That's a daily, right? Because it's 4-wheel drive. It's not 6 is insane. If you get a black one to someone that doesn't know too much about cars, it could just be a Carrera 4S, right? It's not going to draw attention.
Exactly. And
you're not going to worry about like leaving a Lamborghini or a Ferrari in the car park. You see Porsches everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's
a good choice, man. It's a good choice.
I done 30 quid on a Euro Million and I didn't get one number.
In all my years, the most I've won in the lottery is £50. So fuck.
Gutted.
Yeah. Wow.
Guys,
I don't really play a lot of lottery anyway, man.
Nah.
Yeah, unless it's big like now, it's gonna go. I think the rollover was 180 million.
Yeah, that's more than life changing, right?
Yeah,
that's mate, life changing. I mean, not your life, your kids, sorry, your grandkids.
That's a generation change.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. You know, thing is, I think with that type of money, like I would more to do, to do things for charity and all that stuff. I think, you know what, for me, 1 million would do. That's it. I mean, it would help. It would help so much do so much for and that's it. I wouldn't be greedy, but if you wanted to scoop the lot, boy, imagine the things that you could do.
Yeah, just the interest. You'd just be able to live off the interest every month.
Bro, I'd have a pad here, a pad in Ibiza, a pad in Miami. I'd have one of those yachts where the back opens up and 2 jet skis slide out.
Faz, you spent that money already, mate.
Yeah. I'll leave you a helipad space each so you can come and visit me in the middle of Monaco. This is the thing I've always thought. You have to sort your boys out, right? There's no point in you winning the lottery. You can't travel the world by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Your boys are still going to be working 9 till 5, right? So, yeah.
Exactly.
None of my boys would have to work again if I won it. Put it that way.
This is it, man. That's what I'm saying. If I won 170 million, you're all getting $1 million each, and we're all going traveling. We'll do a big road trip across Europe. Yeah.
Oh,
just don't get caught speeding in Switzerland, or wherever it is. The police over there, they're not messing about.
Switzerland will try Dubai, mate. They'll cut your feet off. Right, so which foot will you accelerate with?
Driving. Think about driving through certain states in Canada. You just by driving the car, you get pulled over.
Yeah.
Hating out there. There's so many haters out there.
Definitely. Right, guys. I'm gonna love you and leave you guys.
I'm gonna do the same.
I do not say. Right. It was lovely, honestly.
Pleasure as always, mate.
But I think what we'll do instead of doing a Friday, we'll just add it onto a Saturday stream. With we'll do the live and then we'll just have our chit chat as well, man.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right, everyone, good luck tomorrow, guys. Well, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good luck, guys.
Yep.
Definitely.
All the best, man.
Peace.
Take care,
boys. See you later.
Take care, boys. Bye.
See you later, man. See you later. All right, man.